Now, this coming in, some disturbing news now coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu now, where there have been multiple instances coming to light of how the families of the COVID-19 patients who have died because of this virus, they have been attacked by a mob. Now, this is one instance that is now coming in, a mob of nearly 50 people who were attacked, and an ambulance was also attacked carrying a doctor's body who in fact died due to coronavirus. What is even more shocking is that the mob surrounded the ambulance and attacked it with sticks and stones. Not only that, a 55-year-old deceased doctor who was taken to the crematorium for burial, the police there, unable to control this entire situation at this point, even requested the family to go to another crematorium for burial. So there have been multiple instances that have now been coming to light from the state of Tamil Nadu, where there have been attacks on the COVID-19 patients' families, and they're not being allowed to even perform their last rites. Let me go across to my colleague Pramod for further updates on this. Pramod, good morning. This is extremely disturbing news that is coming in at this point. Multiple instances, not one, not two, but there are multiple instances of how the COVID-19 patients' families have been attacked and not being allowed to perform the last rites. Tell us how many such cases have been reported and how is the state dealing with the situation?
Well, it's very unfortunate that such cases are on the rise. In fact, this has started back in last Monday itself, and we've been constantly informing the government that such kind of issues occurring and it should be stopped immediately. Because the first and foremost thing is that the first case that was reported from the state of Tamil Nadu was at Ambattur, which is at the outskirts of Chennai, where one doctor from Nellore, when he died because of COVID-19 infection and then he was brought to be buried, people actually protested over there. Close to 150 people gathered in front of the crematorium and cemetery, and they started protesting. The problem is that, first of all, they were not mentioning social distancing at that location. And second issue is that the authorities were not able to convince them that once a person has been completely secured after he's passed away and the body has been completely prepared, there is zero chance of infection coming out of that particular body or any such a thing. But that was not informed. Even there, no, it was not taken seriously. And on Wednesday, a doctor, a very well-known doctor who had helped so many tribal people in Nilgiris, Dr. Jay Mohan, he passed away. He was just 30 years old and he did not die because of corona infection. But when he was supposed to be buried, people in Coimbatore also protested in such the same manner. Very unfortunate that his heartbroken mother even tried suicide. That's the news we got from Coimbatore at that point. The third case was of a doctor, 55-year-old doctor from Chennai, a very well-known doctor. Once again, when he was supposed to be buried, people protested. And that is when everything became completely violent. As close to 50 people came together. They started attacking the ambulance drivers and others inside the vehicle. In fact, the colleagues of this doctor had to drop the body and run away. That's how they have given a kind of first-hand issue what occurred at that point. And the same day, around 4 a.m., a 17-year-old mentally challenged boy died of fever. But when he was taken to a cemetery at E Road, people protested. In fact, 200 people came over there. They were protesting, forcing the police to request the family to take the child to another cemetery where he was buried. It's very unfortunate, and it's turning into a very clear situation where the state seems to have failed, trying to tell the people or sensitize them.
All right, Pramod, request you to stay with us at this point. More updates coming in with regards to the kind of attacks that have taken place in the state of Tamil Nadu. Now, the Madras High Court has issued notices to the Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary as well, also to the Health Secretary, DGP and other senior officials of the state over this very disturbing instances coming to light of the attacks that are taking place in the state of Tamil Nadu. Additionally, observing that the fundamental right to life guaranteed under the Constitution includes the right to decent burial or cremation, the Madras High Court also warned local residents against indulging in any such attacks against the people. Now, it also said that the High Court took up suo motu public interest litigation petition on Monday. Going back to my colleague Pramod. Pramod, clearly the High Court has stepped in, warning all those indulging in this kind of activities. What have been the observations coming in from the High Court and the directions to the respective authorities to take the situation under control?
Well, the first and foremost thing the court wants to mention is very clear that you cannot rob someone's dignity during the person's burial. And in here, this is about a doctor who who actually had been operating on people, trying to save their lives, and that's how he got the infection. That is how his colleagues are explaining the situation. And one of his colleagues also came on, spoke out on video asking, "Is this how you treat people who try to, save people or who sacrifice their own lives for the people? Is this how you repay?" So that's the kind of situation, that's the kind of pain many doctors are going through because of immoral behavior of certain people who are inciting violence, especially during burial of, people who have died because of COVID-19, and even those who haven't died because of COVID-19 also. So it seems like the situation is definitely turning violent, and unless and until the state involves itself and tries to, take care of the situation, it's only going to get worsened, because day by day we can see that the crowd
Okay.
is increasing and they're not listening to any officials.
All right, Pramod, many thanks for joining us and bringing us all those updates.